This method will save your garden from aphids. Our ancestors already used it, dealing with unwanted aphids naturally. We want to avoid harmful chemicals, so we're returning to an old trick. Combine onion and garlic and you can forget about aphids. First, prepare one onion by chopping it into small pieces. Onions and garlic are known for their antibacterial and antifungal properties, making them excellent for protecting your garden. Preparing this remedy is simple and quick. Meanwhile, take a pot and fill it with 2 liters of water. Bring it to a boil. While the water is boiling, take 4 cloves of garlic and chop them into small pieces. Gently add the chopped garlic and onion to the boiling water. Let the mixture simmer for 30 minutes. After boiling, set the pot aside and allow the mixture to cool. Once cooled, strain the liquid through a sieve to remove the onion and garlic pieces. Pour the strained mixture into a spray bottle. This prepared solution is now perfect for spraying your garden. Spray it on your tomatoes and cucumbers, especially those infested with aphids. Regular use of this remedy will help keep your vegetable garden in good condition. Thanks to this natural solution, you won't have to worry about aphids, and your crops will be healthier and stronger without the use of chemicals. A surprisingly effective spray for plant pests and diseases. Combine chili peppers with garlic, and your plants will grow healthy. Aphids and other pests will disappear when you spray them with a chili-based product. By adding garlic, which has antibacterial and antifungal properties, you will prepare an extremely effective natural remedy for plant diseases and pests, which is praised by gardeners around the world. At the very beginning, prepare yourself 200 grams of chili peppers and 200 grams of garlic. Cut them into smaller pieces. Then put them in a blender to crush them into small pieces. Prepare yourself a pot and pour 4 liters of water into it. You need to bring the water to a boil. Once the water is boiling, add the crushed peppers and garlic. Leave the ingredients in the boiling water for about 7 minutes. After this time, turn off the stove and let the mixture cool down. Once it has cooled, strain it through a strainer. Add 1 tablespoon of potash soap or dishwashing liquid. Dilute it in a 2-to-1 ratio with water. In simplest terms, pour 300 milliliters of the concoction and add 150 milliliters of water. Pour the concoction prepared this way into a diffuser bottle and spray the plants. You will never see aphids on them again. Put in bags, hang in the garden, and spray. This tried-and-true trick works not only on aphids and spider mites, but also protects your plants from many pests. When spring comes, all the plants in the garden come to life. If you don't provide them with protection against pests, you'll soon have to fight them. Aphids on roses, fruit trees, and other plants are a nuisance for every gardener. But you can provide them with protection in spring. All it takes is an ecological trick, safe for plants. Additionally, it protects plants even when you're not in the garden or on the plot for several days. Most methods for dealing with aphids require spraying. They need to be repeated, especially after rain, because the spray stops working. But this method won't stop working even after rain. On the contrary, rain works in its favor. It's environmentally friendly. What's so great about it? Soap. Every gardener knows its effectiveness in fighting pests, but few use it in this way. Crush soap into pieces. Prepare scraps of material from an old sheet or cloth. Pack the soap pieces in them. Tie up such bundles on trees and shrubs where you usually fight aphids every year and spray. Wet soap smells more intense. It will repel pests until the rain completely dissolves it. Put it into vole holes, and the pests will quickly disappear from your garden. Voles can cause serious damage to plants even in one night. Here are natural ways to steer clear of them. Voles do not dwell in houses or basements. They only forage in the garden. In the evening and at night, their presence is indicated by holes to their tunnels in the ground. Voles eat seeds, nibble on plant roots, flower bulbs, and even the bark of young trees. The first method involves walnut leaves. Simply pluck fresh leaves and insert them into the vole holes. Walnut leaves contain juglone, which repels mammals. You can also insert twigs of black elder into the holes dug by voles. Decomposing parts of black elder emit hydrocyanic acid, which acts as a deterrent to rodents. Other deterrent substances can be found in your kitchen cabinet. Fresh garlic emits an intense odor. Peel a garlic bulb, crush it, and place the cloves into the underground tunnels. Another natural repellent is a popular spice. Cinnamon can be found in almost every kitchen. Pour half a package of ground spice into the tunnels. If you don't have cinnamon on hand, another spice will work as well. Cayenne pepper will work perfectly. The spice has an equally intense odor that repels pests. These are natural and inexpensive tricks that will effectively drive voles out of the garden. Plants and crops will be safe. If you have snails in your garden, you can get rid of them. Spray this all over the garden, and the snails will disappear. This natural mixture will repel these pests. Additionally, it eliminates aphids, caterpillars, and deters ants. If you have a garden, you are surely familiar with these pests. Snails can destroy crops as they enjoy cultivated vegetables and fruits. You probably know that you can protect your crops with methods like using ash. Sprinkling ash around plants creates a barrier that stops snails. Another method is using eggshells. A sufficient layer of eggshells spread in the garden will also deter these pests, though you need a lot of them. Remember that coffee grounds can also be used in the garden like ash and eggshells. But today, I will show you a mixture made from them. Add 1 tablespoon of ground coffee or coffee grounds to 300 milliliters of warm water. Caffeine repels snails and other pests. Next, add 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. Garlic is rich in sulfur and allicin, which snails and many other pests dislike. Finally, add 1 tablespoon of mint, either fresh or dried. The essential oils in mint are excellent for repelling ants and snails. Mix everything and leave it for a few hours. Then strain it through gauze or a coffee filter. Dilute with about 3 liters of water. Use this mixture to spray the borders of the garden, paths, plants, and vegetables. Use it regularly, and you'll see that snails won't be as eager to visit your garden. I've never gotten rid of ants so quickly. I scared them away simply, and they haven't returned. When ants get too close to your home, garden, or your child's sandbox, you just need to spray a homemade solution. It's 100% effective. If you have ants in the sandbox, this will also deter cats that often use the sandbox as a litter box. Start by preparing a bowl of water. Add a few teaspoons of cinnamon to it. Ants hate the smell of this spice. Then squeeze the juice of a lemon and add it to the cinnamon water. This is another scent ants dislike. The next ingredient is coffee grounds. Add a few teaspoons of them. Coffee grounds are one of the best products for repelling ants. Finally, add a few drops of mild soap or dishwashing liquid. Mix everything and let it sit for a few hours. Then strain the mixture. Pour it into a spray bottle. Now, you just need to spray the areas where you see ants. You can spray the soil around plants, benches, or the sandbox. Also, secure the entrance to the terrace. This method isn't harmful to ants or other insects, but it is effective. The ants will simply relocate to another place.